So, welcome to They Talk. We've been talking about Finland, conspiracies, bunch of subjects, but today we're going into Canada. And my friend here, my co-host, as you all know, Dylan, promised us, me, you, them, whoever, to educate us about Canada. So I can't wait. I have never been in the northern part of the United States, right? I'm just fucking with you. I know it's a country, but hey.
I was sharpening the knife over here,
I know.
ready to do some gutting.
I know.
But yeah, we definitely want to talk about Canada. I want to show you guys, or tell you guys, inform you who do not belong to Canada, or even some Canadians that might not know some things. But before we get into this awesome topic, we would need you to subscribe to this channel, They Talk YouTube channel. Hit that notifications bell because you don't want to miss topics such as Finland for foreigners, learning about what it's like to live here, topics like conspiracy theories, things like that we discuss, and join the discussion of social, political issues, things like that we're talking about. So definitely keep up to date with our crazy ideas because you might like a thing or two. So definitely subscribe, notifications, comment, join the discussion. They talk, we talk, and today we are talking about
Canada.
Yes,
right.
We're talking about Canada. We're going to do seven. How many is that? This many.
It's 5 from this hand and 2 from this hand.
That's it.
Yeah.
7 of my chosen facts about Canada, because I think a lot of the times a lot of people know many things about Canada, then a lot of people don't know. It's definitely not the 51st state, although a bonus fact is that in the U.S. Constitution, one of the original little things there says that if Canada would like to join the United States, they automatically are allowed in.
What a sweet offer.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait to lose the free health care. You know.
It can't come soon enough.
Yeah. But another bonus that I want to start this thing off with.
Okay.
So this
He's generous today. Yeah.
That's it. That Canada, the word, is actually from the Iroquois language. So Iroquois, you were asking me like today, actually, what that sounds like a made-up thing. But the Iroquois is one of the, I guess, the native peoples of Canada, one of the biggest ones. Anyway, this is the word from their language meaning village. So this second largest country in the world is a village. The village of Canada. Anyway.
Oh, you guys are too modest.
Yeah, well, you know. But we definitely want to hear from you guys. And if you have other facts, of course, there's only 7. There's probably a million, zillion, quadrillion. Right. Yeah. So put down your favorite fact in the comment section below. But to start things off, fact number 1. In French, because we're bilingual. Fact numero 1.
Oh, that's French, a funny language.
So, can you believe this? That in the official Canadian Oxford Dictionary, the word "a" is a valid term. It's a valid word. It's a real word. So E-H.
Oh yeah, the saying, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you give us a native example or use of "a"?
Yeah. So this video is pretty good, eh?
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's an actual word.
An actual word, and it's kind of, it means quite a lot. And I would, in a way, I would compare it to the Finnish word "niin."
Yeah, no niin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This.
No niin.
Yeah. This no niin or niin.
Yeah, the
whatever.
Finns know.
So you tell us what that means in Finnish. And I guess it means about every single. Yeah, it's a response to every single thing.
Exactly. So "a" is like no niin.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So you can use it basically between anything for buying time, or basically not saying anything but saying something.
Yeah, I mean, like there is.
For example, buying time.
I guess. I mean, a lot of people.
Just a neutral thing to say.
Think of it as if it's just saying "a," is like. I didn't hear that. Can you please repeat it, or something like that?
No niin.
Eh? You know?
yeah, that's
But
true.
I'm not saying that no niin is the same exact thing, but it's like kind of that it's used so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no niin could be basically anything as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because almost like I think of A is that it's just there. It's kind of like to put it there and almost in a rhetorical question where it's like, don't you agree with me? You know? So like I said, this video is pretty good, eh? You don't have to even say. You know, like I just say it. I actually didn't realize I said it that much until I moved to Finland and people started making fun of me for saying A.
I can't wonder why.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, you've heard it, and some people
I have, and
actually.
it's like really stucks out from the word. Like what?
Yeah. Actually, the funny story with a professional wrestler, one of the best, especially one of the best outside of any major promotion, is Matt Cross,
Yeah.
M-Dog 20, son of Havoc, who has this sweet ass clothing line. Wrestling is forever. Definitely check it out. When I first met him, I was here in Finland, and I said, "Hey, how are you doing? You know, like, how are you having fun in Finland?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know, whatever." And I said, "Yeah, well, it's a pretty good day, eh?" And he's like, "So you're Canadian?" Like, right,
Exactly.
then that was it. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said A, and he was like, you know, he's from Ohio, pretty close, so he's heard the A. But yes, A, EH, is a official word. It means a lot of stuff. It can be aggressive, it can be polite, it can be basically everything that you'd want it to be. It's kind of like maple syrup, which is also on this fact list in a
That's
way.
a sweet one.
It is, eh?
Yeah.
So, you know, but that's what do you think about this whole A culture? Well, actually, here I'll tell you one odd phenomenon of this word A that people associate so much with Canadians. If you're in the West Coast, for some reason, those weirdos say hey,
Hey.
hey. You know, if you're from Vancouver and that kind of stuff, you'll say, like, this is a great video, hey? And to me, it's totally ridiculous.
So any West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Canadians out there, explain yourselves.
Yeah. Why are you putting the H? You don't need the H. So you don't need the extra H. It's just A, and let's keep it that way.
Okay.
Okay, eh?
Hey.
All right, eh? Because we have the big one, the fucking A.
Fucking A. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I've heard.
Fucking
in the
A, eh?
Hey.
That's how we would.
I've heard that in the movies.
Yeah, fucking A, eh? But I guess it's with an actual A. Fucking. I don't know. I don't know how it's spelled so many different ways. But fucking A. Let's go to fact number 2. Duh. And
Yeah.
that.
Is this the one that I have some issues
Yes,
with?
you do. Yeah. But I have a clear explanation that makes this okay. So, you can write a letter in any language you know, any language that you got. You can write it, send it to the North Pole of the globe, because that's part of Canada, and it also happens to be the place that Santa Claus works. That's where his warehouse is. His slave labor camp is in the North Pole in Canada. I don't know why they allow it to be there, but the postal code, because we use letters and numbers in Canada, is HO or H0, H0, H0. So ho, ho, ho. And you will receive a response.
Well, as everyone know, Santa Claus, joulupukki, is Finnish, and he lives at Korvatunturi. And you can also write him to Korvatunturi, and you will get response from the real Santa. I don't know what's this fishy business with North Pole up in Canada is. Probably there's some fishy thing going with the labor laws. Maybe the unions' power isn't, reaching the North Pole. Maybe the elves are treated badly there. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, he's not the real Santa, eh?
Wow, you got it in there. But like I said, I think that the Finnish home is his summer home.
Where do you live? Do you live home? At home?
I'm pretty sure that he works in the North Pole, and has his summer vacations up there with the reindeers. That's my explanation for this whole entire thing. So,
Well,
regardless, you can definitely write him a letter either to his summer home in Finland or his workshop in the North Pole, Canada.
Santa is Finnish.
He may be Finnish, but he has a working visa for Canada. Controversial. So what do you think? Is Santa Finnish or Finnish Canadian? Or is he a Findian? What was that thing we had somebody ask about Findians? We'll cover that actually in a Finland for Foreigners. But anyway, let's go to fact numero 3. We're talking about Canada here.
Oh, sorry.
Pipe down. Anyway, this has to do with maple syrup. So 77%.
I'm gonna love this one.
Yeah. 77% of the greatest liquid in the universe comes out of Quebec, Canada. So 70% of the world's supply. And there's actually a strategic reserve. Just in case the world supply of maple syrup runs out, they actually have a reserve ready to go in an emergency.
Well, that would be a disaster. But
Yeah.
like, is that number factual?
Yes.
That's fucking insane.
77%. There's like a bunch that comes from Ontario.
Yeah.
A lot of like when I would go up to the cottage country in Ontario, there's tons of maple syrup farms.
Wow.
But 77% of the world's maple syrup comes from Quebec. There's some in Maine state. There are some like companies that make it there, I guess, but in absolutely nowhere near the amount.
So
that
that's your
Quebec.
gold, basically.
Yeah.
Or oil.
I guess.
Yeah.
But we have also the third largest oil deposits in the world
Of
as
course
well.
you do.
You know, from Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and then Canada.
Yeah.
I think that's
And then
how it
there's
goes.
you have the southern neighbors who are going around to secure the.
Yeah, just make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
Make sure those oil fields are safe. But we're talking about something even better than oil.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yes.
And let me tell you, as a Finn, I actually funny story. I actually first time ever tried out maple syrup last year.
Whoa.
Yeah, with waffles, pancakes, whatever, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like I ditched after that every other, strawberries, blueberries, everything. Like I just use this maple syrup now, with even with bacon, and I keep hearing from you that it's a cool thing to use it with bacon.
You can put that shit on everything,
Yeah.
eh? Like I'm telling you, maple syrup is like the greatest gift, and I've made it. We had to remove a maple tree, and it was at the time of year when that sap is flowing and it's like pouring out like water, and I caught basically about 3 liters of this maple water, and then I boiled it down to like 1 serving of maple syrup for my pancakes, and it was so satisfying, tasted unbelievably good. Self-made maple syrup. It didn't matter. Like maple syrup is just awesome.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know. If people don't know, another bonus here that peanut butter is also Canadian invention.
What?
But yeah, peanut butter. When I first came to Finland, I was like my now wife, girlfriend at that time. I was opening her cupboard, wanted to make a peanut butter sandwich, and I was like, "Where's your peanut butter?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "No!" And it's a good thing I had brought her, because that's the traditional thing for Canadians. You bring maple syrup where you go.
Oh.
So when I was in this Finnish language course in Finland, when I visited Canada, and I came back with these little like 50 milliliter bottles of maple syrup for everybody, and they were like, "What kind of alcohol is this?" I was like, "No, it's maple syrup." Yeah. "What are you talking about? You put it on anything you want. It makes it like 500 times better."
Yeah. I'm experimenting, and I'm convinced. Like I'm sold. That's the best thing ever.
By the way, Red Skull hot sauce, which we know and love.
Yeah.
Red Skull hot sauce has smoky maple meltdown, and it's smoked hot peppers with maple syrup and whiskey. So even in hot sauce, you can put maple syrup, and it makes it better.
There you go.
Yeah, it always makes things better. I can't tell you what do you think it could make worse? Nothing. That's right. I just there's not. Tell me if anybody has the balls to tell me what it could make worse. I will prove it wrong with one word, and that is no.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just proven. There you go.
Okay.
All right, well, that's maple syrup. Then let's go to fact number 4. Numero 4. This has to do with comic books, something that's really loving, dear to our hearts.
I love comic books.
Yes, we're talking about, say, like Wolverine, Canadian superhero.
Fuck, I always keep forgetting that.
Yeah, a member of the Alpha Flight sent by the Canadian government to
Right, yeah.
humanely put down the Incredible Hulk. Logan, yeah, he's a Canadian, and then also, I guess, created by a Canadian is Superman. So Superman is a Canadian contribution to the comic book world.
And the Superman is true American hero, right?
He is, but he is totally a Canadian invention, and you wouldn't have him if it weren't for the Canadian mines. But the interesting thing here is that there is actually in place right now in Canada, since would it have been the 50s, 60s, 50s, in that area, the law that says comic books and publications cannot depict criminal acts. So I believe they might actually be taking it out of the law, probably, or it's at least not very much so enforced.
Well,
specifically in comic books.
Not if you want to read any superhero comic books, right?
Yeah. So, well, here we go. It goes back to 1949, established to the Fulton Bill, and this is talking about Section 163.
Right.
The Criminal Code of Canada includes offenses tending to corrupt morals. So the idea is that they can take legal action against anyone who makes prints, publishes, distributes, sells, or has in their possession, in the publication or distribution or circle, blah, 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 crime comics, things that are like depicting crimes.
Right.
Because they believe that it could corrupt
So
people.
DC Comics, Batman, the criminals are doing crimes.
I guess, yes.
All the time.
So in that way, it could have actually had jail time. And there was a few instances where this actually did. Calgary-based, in 1987, Calgary-based comic book retailer faced charges for the books that they carried. So the idea it's that like they had comic books that were depicting pretty, I guess, nasty crimes, or crimes that at least that were deemed inappropriate to the Canadian law system.
Yeah, and there is a lot of inappropriate, like non-PC type of comic books out there even today.
Yeah.
And like in the 80s, I was when I was a kid, I was shocked by some stuff that I read from the library's shelves. But that's pretty surprising when it's actually in place now, although apparently not enforced.
No.
But still, it's a pretty amazing law. But then again, the world, and I guess the United States, some states have peculiar laws in place even today.
Yeah, and there's even some weird things about, I'm pretty sure they're stricken from the law books, but there was stuff about dragging a dead horse and, things like that, carrying your sword and all kinds of stuff. But now, again, with the law, the weird, strange laws of Canada, let's go to number 6. Are we at? No,
Yeah.
we're number 5. Let's go to number 5, actually. Let's do the Canadian math and go to number 5, because this is prostitution laws.
Ooh.
Yes. The prostitution laws in Canada are a bit odd. They are actually resembled that of like marijuana before it now became legal. It was legal to buy and smoke marijuana and use marijuana in Canada. But the prostitution laws at the moment is that you're actually allowed to sell sexual services, but you are not allowed to purchase them. Blah.
Look, it almost jumped into your mouth there.
He's trying to shut me up.
Huh.
But yeah, you're allowed to be a prostitute. You're allowed to prostitute yourself, but you are not allowed to actually enjoy the fruits of that labor. Does that make sense?
Well, so you can sell, but I can't buy.
Yeah. So don't buy what I'm selling. But now we'll go to number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, number...
I mean 6. Oh, Freudian.
Yeah, that was number 5. Now we're on number 6.
Right.
6, and we have... this has to do with Canadians being invaded, or Canada being invaded by the Americans. This is a touchy subject. Now, the biggest, the one that we, I guess, hold dear to our hearts as Canadians, most of us anyway, is the War of 1812, where, I mean, it's quite a complicated situation. Has to do with those Napoleonic wars going on and things
Europe,
like that. Yeah, and so at that time, there was Upper and Lower Canada, and the United States tried to take that area over, and they failed. So in Canada, we consider it as a loss for the Americans and a win for Canada. And in America, United States, they consider it a tie.
So they lost and they came up.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well.
They didn't get what they wanted to get, so they lost.
I guess them so-called fake news that actually we've been accused of too has been a thing in 1812 war too.
Yeah. So,
but I guess there wasn't Twitter then.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. So, but there was, and now I believe in the War of 1812 as well that a group of Canadian, I guess, militants, they marched down to Washington and burned the now known White House to the
DC?
ground. Yeah.
Wow.
So, because I think it was because now it's the White House, because as it was burned to the ground, they painted it white afterwards and known as the White House.
So should the Americans thank you, guys?
I think so.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's a proud moment for Canadians that we know that that we actually, even though like it's of course a little bit complicated as to what Canada was as a country at that time and all that, which I guess in terms of independence.
Part of the kingdom, right?
Yeah, part of the British Commonwealth and
Yeah.
that, and so it was the British Empire and stuff. But the Americans tried and failed, and there was, the British giving the natives the weapons and things to go and fight, against the Americans and blah blah blah. But it's
And quite successfully.
yeah, and it's a patriotic thing anyway.
Yeah.
So there was a second time, and this is even more so. It's technically not Canada, because of the country is not formed yet, but in 1775.
And technically not America. Or
That's
all
true.
the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in 1775, they tried to again, or for the first time, invade that area, and
Sounds like part of the United States colonies Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Or the American colonies.
This Continental Army, the American Revolutionary War, and it was basically Quebec that they were trying to get and did not.
Yeah.
So
Americans, if you have learned anything, don't try it again.
yeah, that's right. You're just gonna lose for a third time. Third time is not a charm.
Just buy your maple syrup and your oil.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
That's it. Yes. So let's round it off then now to number 7. This is
we're already there.
Yes, the 7th. Dylan's 7th fact about Canada today, and this is that it happens to be the world's most educated country. Did you know that?
I didn't. I thought it was Finland.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah.
But this has to do with the amount of the population with post-secondary college degrees, basically.
Right.
So over 50%, roughly 56% of Canadians have college degrees. So it kind of makes it, I guess, we're intelligent somehow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's 6% more than Japan, which I guess is the number 2. So,
Fuck.
yeah, I mean, it's people love their education. I think that the education quality in Finland is quite amazing.
Yeah.
I think that how you're educated in Finland is probably top level of the world as well.
Let me ask you this
Yeah.
about the Canadian education system. Like, is it public like here in Finland?
Not the college. It's kind of like a.
So of course the college is the college.
College and universities are like subsidized. So
Right.
instead of paying like $20,000 for a year or something at college or university, you're paying maybe something like, I don't know, somewhere in between 1,000 to 4,000, depending on where you're going per year. So you can rack up quite a bill, but then when you compare it to a system that isn't subsidized at all by the government, you can be going into close to or more than $100,000 for that post-secondary education coming. But the grade schooling system from kindergarten and up is a public system. You of course can go to a private system if you want.
Right.
And we do have like French immersion schools and things like that are schooling in French language 100% in that. So, we do the bilingual thing as you do here as well with Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
But
And as every Finn know, we love it, right?
mm-hmm.
Love Swedish language.
That's right. You do. I know that they do here. Non-sarcastically as well.
Love it.
But to wrap this thing up, I'll give you just a few bonus ones as well.
This is the well that keeps on giving.
Yeah. So basically, everybody thinks that hockey is the national sport of Canada.
Right.
But it's actually lacrosse. This is, if anybody knows, the First Nations game with the stick in the net, and you play on the field, and it's kind of like mix of hockey, American football, and European football, I guess. It's a pretty physical, violent game.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But it's pretty rare in the public image. Like everyone is talking about hockey, professional wrestling,
Yeah.
American football, and soccer, right?
We have Canadian football as
and
well.
baseball. Canadian football.
Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe in the
Okay.
next video. And then apparently people from Canada can order a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and have it shipped to them for free. I didn't know that, so I am going to get one. Draw a mustache on there, of course.
The only Canadian who doesn't have it.
Apparently, yeah. I guess I've done something wrong in my life. But last fact, which last bonus I want to get in here? Yeah, this, I guess I'll end both videos with this as well. But if you have a problem with Canada, we can apologize formally to you. All you got to do is call the actual national phone number, which is 1-800-O-Canada. Yeah, so there you go. Did you learn something today?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I wouldn't say as educated as Canadians after this episode, but I'm now started my steps to be educated by Canadians for benefit.
That's right.
Of Canada.
Because we are the most educated people in the world.
As I learned today.
The most educated country.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most educated people. But so thanks so much for watching this video, and definitely give us some comments of what you and your favorite fact about Canada is if we missed one, because I think are going to do a second video here of another 7 facts about Canada.
What? There's more facts?
There sure are. I think we'll probably do about 45 videos on this as well to milk this, especially if it becomes a popular thing. But before you go, definitely we need you to subscribe to this channel. You can follow us and your fellow talkers. Join the conversation. Click that notifications to see all the future and past episodes as well. Because they talk means that we talk. Everyone should have a voice. So go subscribe and
ring that bell.